Yo, what's going on guys, Arekkz here, welcome back to another video for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and in today's video we are talking about new features. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is of course the ultimate version of Mario Kart 8. It includes all the DLC from the Wii U, characters, tracks, etc, but it also includes a load of new stuff as well. New characters, new modes, some subtle changes to pre-existing gameplay mechanics, and a few other things too. So in this video we're going to talk about what's new. Here are the top 5 new features introduced in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. If you do enjoy this video, then a like would be super appreciated. Also, comment down below, let me know which of these new or returning features you are most excited about. Plus, if you missed my video the other day, then I put together a guide on pretty much all the track shortcuts for all 48 tracks. So I'll link that down below if you guys want to check it out. Now, kicking things off at number 1, something I am super happy about, and that is the return of Battle Mode. Well, I say the return, it wasn't exactly gone in Mario Kart 8, however, for any of you guys that played it, you will remember the biggest problem with it was that instead of giving players custom-made battle arenas to duke it out in, Battle Mode games instead took place on regular tracks, which, in my opinion, simply didn't work. Tracks are great for racing on, sure, but not for playing Battle Mode where you frequently change direction in pursuit of an opponent or to try and avoid an incoming item, something like that. And as someone that has always been a huge fan of Battle Mode, in fact I pretty much grew up playing it, I was pretty disappointed when it wasn't the same in Mario Kart 8. But that is all a thing of the past. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe returns the mode to its former glory with 8 brand new custom made arenas for your Battle Mode needs. There's even a Splatoon themed one this time round. They're all super fun to play on and they definitely do a good job of rekindling my love for this mode. However, there's more to Battle Mode than just the regular Balloon Battle. There are actually now 5 modes for you to choose from. Balloon Battle I'm sure you guys are all very familiar with, but just in case you are not, then you have 3 balloons on your back. Every time you get hit, you lose a balloon, and when you lose all 3, you are out. You then have Shine Thief, which was first introduced in Mario Kart Double Dash. The objective here is to collect the shine and keep it until the time runs out, so sort of like Capture the Flag, only without the need to place the flag anywhere. If you then take damage or you fall off an edge, you lose the shine, but if you hold on to it when the timer runs out, you win. Renegade Roundup is sort of like Mario Kart's take on Cops and Crooks. You basically have one team with piranha plants and sirens on their heads, and the other team are the crooks. You then have to drive around as the piranha plant driver and try and catch the crooks. And if you do so, they are then put in a cage. You can then track all the remaining players on the in-game UI, however you won't see them on the map. But if you then drive around and successfully catch all of them, you will then win the game. Conversely, if you are the crook and you drive around and you find a switch by one of the cages, you can hit it to free the captured teammates, and that way they can then come back out, start driving and resume the process. You can also throw items at the piranha plants to temporarily stun them, but of course the culmination of the game is either the cops or the piranhas catching all of the crooks, or of course them just surviving until the timer runs out. Bomb Blast is of course very similar to Balloon Battle, only instead of having access to a wide variety of items, the only items you'll get are bombs. And finally, Coin Runner. This can be played either as a team or free-for-all, where you go around the stage grabbing coins and trying to hold onto as many as possible. Getting hit will see you lose coins, falling off the edge will also have the same effect, but hitting your opponent will allow you to steal coins too. The player or the team with the most coins at the end wins. So new battle arenas and a range of modes to enjoy in them, that's definitely a win in my book. Next up, number 2. Double item boxes. Again, originally introduced in Mario Kart Double Dash. Back then, the purpose of these was to give an item to each of your kart riders, so when you swapped who was driving, you could then swap what item you were holding. And while the Double Dash mechanic is not back in Deluxe, the double boxes are. They work in a very similar way, in that picking one up will give you 2 items. The only difference is that since you can't swap drivers, you also can't swap items. You have to use the first one before you can use the second one. But still, it's 2 items for the price of 1. Especially useful if you're at the back of the pack. I mean, the further back you are, the better the items often end up being, so 2 powerful items are a surefire way to help you make a comeback. And of course, if you're up front, well then grabbing them so someone else doesn't have them is also a solid tactic too. But either way, more items from these, so definitely keep an eye out for them. Moving on from there to number 3, Ultra Mini Turbo. Now this is something brand new in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It's a new gameplay mechanic that essentially builds on the pre-existing drift boosts. If you're a Mario Kart player, then you'll be very aware of this technique, but for the sake of clarity, then when you drift in Mario Kart 8 for a short period of time, you will see these sparks light up behind you. Blue is the first colour, but if you hold the drift for longer, they then go yellow. Letting go of the drift button with the sparks behind you will result in a small boost. Blue flames give you the smallest boost, yellow slightly more. And in Mario Kart 8, that is where it stopped. However, in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, they introduced the Ultra Mini Boost, a third tier of drift boost that'll last even longer. This is denoted by pink sparks this time, and that follows the yellow sparks. You need to drift for longer to trigger this, but if you do manage to pull it off, then the boost you get is actually pretty significant. In fact, a few weeks back, Nintendo put out a short video demonstration of this very technique and timed the boosts from the different tiers. As you can see from this short clip here, the Tier 1 blue boost lasts for 0.6 seconds, the Tier 2 or yellow boost lasts for 1.6 seconds, and the new Tier 3 pink Ultra Mini Turbo lasts for a whopping 2.6 seconds, which might not sound like much, but it's pretty big when you are in a neck-and-neck race. Now, of course, it goes without saying, given the time required to pull off the pink sparks, this won't be something you do around every single corner. You will likely encounter this more so when on hairpins or wide bends, but if you ever have the opportunity to sneak it in, then be sure to make good use of it. It might even be enough to help you boost across some grass to cut a corner or two. Next up, in at number 4, we have Smart Steering. Now yes, I appreciate if you are a Mario Kart veteran, you probably won't go anywhere near this option. But if you've got younger brothers or sisters, or perhaps you just want to play with friends that don't play games as much as you or I, then this is an option that's available to them. Essentially, Smart Steering puts a little antenna on the back of your kart, as you can see right here, and this will prevent you from falling off the edge. No matter how hard you try, the game will not let you drive off the track. Think of it like putting barriers on a bowling alley, only instead of the barriers being on the track, they're instead on you. With this active, you can just hold down the accelerator and the system will steer you around the track. It is worth noting, however, that it isn't designed to be an automated track driving system. I mean, if you just hold down the accelerator and nothing else, yes, when you collide with a wall, it'll push you around a little bit, in turn setting you on the right course around the track, but it's not going to take you the most optimal route. So what this is really intended for is if you're racing on some of those tracks with tight turns or no barriers, like Rainbow Road for example, then if they take the corner too fast, it'll stop them from drifting off the edge. That is the real purpose for this new system. So again, great for people that are new to the series, great for, say, younger people that maybe don't necessarily have the sort of coordination just yet with regards to turning, drifting and whatnot, so a great way to kind of get people into the game. It is also worth noting that if you have this active, you can still drift and get drift boosts, but the new Ultra Mini Turbo, aka the pink boost, will not be available to you. That one only works if Smart Steering is turned off. And then finally, in at number 5, brand new characters. In fact, not just new characters, also new amiibo costumes and new carts. With all the DLC included, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has a total of 42 characters. The main two newcomers being Inkling Boy and Inkling Girl, each of whom have 3 colour variants. Then there's also Drybones, who is my main character in Mario Kart DS. Plus, there's also Bowser Jr. and King Boo. King Boo being classified as one of the bigger characters. On top of that, there's also a Golden Mario that you can unlock if you complete all cups on the 200cc mode. And as for the amiibo side of things, something that was introduced in the Wii U version of Mario Kart 8 was that you could scan various amiibo in order to provide your Mii Racer with alternate costumes, and that still applies this time round. But new to Deluxe is support for the Splatoon amiibo, which results in a motocross style outfit, which is pretty cool. As for the carts, the main new additions of course coincide with the Inklings as well. Plus, once again, there are the DLC carts from before and a load to unlock on top. So, while you will begin the game with pretty much all characters unlocked, there's still stuff to work towards. And of course, it's also worth mentioning, while I didn't list this as a point in itself, I probably could have made this number 6. But either way, being on Nintendo Switch, this also runs at a higher resolution when compared to the original Wii U version. When docked, it runs at 1080p 60fps, and if you play it on handheld mode, it runs at 720p 60fps. So it looks incredible on handheld mode. It's definitely one of the nicest handheld experiences, and of course, having a full-fledged console-style Mario Kart on a handheld device is really nice instead of having to kind of look back to, say, the 3DS or the DS versions, which were still great titles, still great Mario Kart games, but this is definitely the definitive Mario Kart experience. It's super good to play. It does also look slightly crisper if you were to compare the visuals side by side, but either way, it does look incredible. But that, my friends, is pretty much it. That is a look at the main new features and content added to Mario Kart 8 in the Nintendo Switch Deluxe version. Obviously, if you're a Mario Kart fan, then this is a given, but if you're looking for something else to play on your Switch now you've completed Zelda, then this is for sure a must-grab game. It's one of those games that you'll just always want to carry around with you in case your friends want a quick multiplayer match. Anyway, if you did enjoy this video, then a like would be super appreciated. Again, let me know in the comments what your favourite new or returning feature is. And thanks for watching, take it easy, catch you next time, peace out.